Live. We had like a, I don't know, a pretty good week. 1 week ago, I don't know. Was it a week ago? Probably more than that. And then last week wasn't bad either. We were sick, so it was like horrible, horrible struggle. Still kind of sick stuff. A shitload of scrap metal all over the place. Maybe we'll try to go get some tomorrow if we feel a little stronger. I don't know. What we're trying to do is just get rid of as much stuff as we can that might go through stuff and scrap stuff. There's buckets of stuff outside that we have to go through still. More buckets. But yeah, I'm just tired of not having this place. It's extremely small. And when I was sick, I was falling all over the place and they were like vomiting and I actually fell over on the ground. Like this collapsed actually. I collapsed when I was sick. I probably had like Rona again or something, or who knows. I had like really bad head pressure and dizziness. So I literally just collapsed on the ground and spilled orange juice all over the place and broke a glass. And I didn't realize that I even fell for a little bit. Then I woke up and I was like, oh wow, I really did fall. I was all disoriented. So that was kind of cool. And then I was like, yeah, this place is just a big hazard. And it's so small and it needs to be shrunken down and worked out. So yeah. Really evaluate everything of dollar and cents and what has value and what doesn't. You can't sell everything, you can't save everything, you can't scrap everything, whatever. So those lamps are probably gonna go because nobody wants them. Their time's up on them, so we're gonna cut the wires off and gone. Um, yeah, just I kind of limiting my collection less the scrap metal because you can get rid of that in a minute. So I'm gonna do that. Work on car stuff and try to get rid of car parts and everything else. I figured that there's really no future and the only way I can really do anything is market things accordingly and try to get rid of as much stuff as I can and shrink down stuff. That's basically what it is. Shrink down stuff. Um, what else did I bring home much of? I don't know. There's something I brought too much home of, and it was just crazy. And I went through it, and I kind of laughed about how every day I was just getting more and more and more and more and more of it. I don't know. There was something. Yeah, we are. It's like everywhere the problem, so we're just trying to shrink it down. List as much stuff as we can for sale. Best offer market. You have a best offer market for items, and yeah, it'll work out. So that's the only way you can do stuff these days is to just try to get rid of more and more and more stuff. So it's time consuming. It's annoying. People are annoying. Just list more of those. What it is? Just list more. Have hundreds of listings, maybe even thousands. List more, but then you'll be able to have a better chance of selling stuff. Yeah, we're working on it though. Or scrap it. We got a lot of stuff we're never gonna fix. We had that air compressor I had, the roll air compressor's a piece of junk. I can probably fix it, right? I just don't care. It's a very similar pump head on that unit right there. It's very similar. But I don't care and it's going to be junked. The roll air compressor. Don't care. Uh, so yeah. Piece by piece. This fun room. Really want this printer out of here. If no one takes this printer out of here in another 2 weeks, I'm just gonna throw it away. Because I'm not buying it's like a good printer, but I'm not buying ink for it or toner. And I just can't hoard it anymore. These things I leave, I find them in the trash. I got so many, I'm trying to get rid of them. So nope. There's a lot of items you learn. A lot of items you learn that are sellers and not sellers. So you stop bringing it. You stop taking it when it's not a good seller. So we have plenty of inventory still to list. A couple $100 and stuff. Probably about maybe $1,000 more stuff I can go add. for sale portfolio, so I'm not really worried about collecting anything new. Yeah, we do need scrap metal though. We have a lot of wire though. When I go scrapping, whenever I get there, I might just go through my own pile. All the pipes and stuff are just gonna go, and I'll have no weapons for the fall of the United States. I don't have anything. Another thing, we're done with people, companies. We're done with people. We're done with companies. We're done reaching out. We're done being a member of Choose Me websites. Like, oh, choose me. I'm gonna put myself out there. Maybe I will land a job. Maybe I'll land this. Maybe I'll land. No, you won't. You won't. It's all AI driven bullshit now. All these web pages, you will not be chosen. You're wasting your fucking time applying to the place. You're wasting your time reaching out. You're just wasting your time doing all that. You could be out. You could be out enjoying yourselves for that time period. Then reaching out to these shit companies that are all fucking fake, and everything is fake. The people are fake. The listings are fake. It's all fake. Believe me, if I didn't get anything working out in this period of time, it is fake. And then talk to other people, they didn't have anything work out either. So if I didn't, and they didn't, and this one didn't, and that one didn't, it is fake. It is an idea, but people keep going back to it, being wishful. They're going back to it, being wishful, thinking it's going to work when it's not. It doesn't work. But they're wishful. They're wishful. But how long can you be wishful for? I'm not wishful anymore. I can't be wishful in that process. I'm not getting involved in it. So we're getting off of all that as well. So that's excellent. Anyway. Oh, this is the same pressure box on the other one. Yeah, I see. Interesting. It's the same pressure box. They're all the same compressors. I had no idea. This one's the same way. You get a plug, and plug on the bottom. Yep, same thing. They're all the same. You can program them too. You take the cap off, and there's a cut in and cut out. We learned that with the roll air compressor. That's the motor side, power side. The roll air has the same little thing coming off, but it's a straight instead of a 90. But they're all similar, that little control box, so I had no idea about it. I took apart a compressor and I was like, oh yeah, that's how that thing works. So, did I? Oh yeah, I left it on this one over here. You see, that was a part of it, all control box, and I gutted it over there, I think. I think it used to have power going to it, and I put a block-off plate on it. I think it was slightly different design. And that's still, yeah, still it's a pressure relief valve on it. Yeah, that's right. Always want a pressure relief valve on your tank. So that's cool. The roll air one has a cool little check valves and stuff in the tank. Maybe I'll try to get that out. Was gonna cut the thing up too and try to save the tank off of it. Not sure yet though. Not sure. But yeah, it's done. So I'm not putting money and time into things that are pieces of shit anymore in the trash. It just eats up time and labor. So yeah, we're giving up on a lot of things though. Finally, we said we were gonna give up on it like months and months ago, but we weren't there yet. But now we're finally there yet. Just like a couple months ago, we were there to go list like a lot of our items for sale and a lot of other things. It takes time. It takes like a plan, a thought, and then like you're trying to squeeze it between like a certain amount of months in a year, and you think you'll be able to finally do it because everything's just one big process. But we'll get there. Same like cleaning up this place and having room back. We'll get there because this place is so fucking tiny. But yeah. Before we get sick again. So whatever. Before it gets hot out and whatever. I did kind of have a productive week even if I was fairly sick. Yeah, this keeps on coming. So yeah. They might have threw out a blower next door too, and I missed it because I was sick. I could have probably got another leaf blower. Probably could have got a lot of shit the other roll-off dumpsters overflowing with shit. And it was like, couldn't do it for a week, couldn't pick it for a week. It's just overflowing now. So, I found aluminum though and some other shit in the other roll-off, so it wasn't a bad deal. Then we get an old welder. I'm gonna try to sell the welder. If not, if it doesn't sell, I'm just gonna junk it. Cut all the copper off of it. Copper Carl. I'm gonna be Copper Carl. Cut the copper off. Yeah, there's just a lot of shit that I just don't use and need. So, I'll get around to it. That took a long time to change that mindset, thinking that you're gonna need this and need that. I remember old people I used to deal with. They used to tell me all the time, "Oh, you're never gonna use that. Oh, you're never gonna." They were kind of right. They were kind of right in a way. Sometimes they were wrong in a way, because they probably had help and place their friends and everything else. I didn't fucking have all that. I never will. So I actually do need the shit, and I still have it. And even a couple times that I use it, it's beneficial to me because I don't have to reach out and deal with anybody. They probably had this buddy and that buddy. I don't have any buddy at all. So anyway, I should go ask the scrapper guy, Ray, too, if he wants his trailer welded. When I find my welding helmet, I should see if that thing finally works after owning it for all those years, around like a Black Friday deal years ago. Way out of warranty now. It probably doesn't even freaking work. Yeah, we should go try to weld his trailer gate back together. Maybe it'd be a fun project. Yeah, there's a lot of things that we just can't get to. And deal. We're gonna be very selective in what we do dabble into and bring home. And yeah, I'm being ill for a week. It changed my whole mind on people. And especially around the holidays, I always think about all the people who were shitty to you in the last year. And oh my god, this list of people who are being shitty to me this year, oh my god, it's much larger than the other years, because we reached out and went further and further and further. But we always think about that during the holiday season, about people who are no good. And there's a whole lot of them. If they don't care. And you think about that, about how you still have no one who would ever invite you anything during the holiday season, but you tried, and you kind of just give up. So they just kind of just give up on it, and the people, and there's just nothing you could do about it. You tried, and then other people just kind of abandon you. You reached out over and over and over again, and they just abandon you. So yeah, you tried to be a person, no one would let you in. So yeah, you think about that. I think about that a lot in the holiday season time, and you can't do anything about it. You can't. You only wish for things to be different, but they're not. I have a whole laundry list of people who I'll never talk to again, who I'll never respond to again, even if they respond to me, because of what they have done and their kind of response. And shouldn't even probably think about them, because they never thought about me anyway or cared. But there's that. They never cared. So that's another thing you have to think about too. You have to think about people who especially I think about during the holiday season, the people who would never even you're not a thought to them, and never was, and they just never gave a fuck about you, but you thought that maybe they would care a little tiny bit, but they never did. And it's super, super, super just like devastating thinking about that. You tried, but I'll just never go down that road again, and just never do it again. When you're done with it, done with reaching out with people. So, in order for my future success, I have to go get rid of a lot of junk And then with that, I can always, with my junk's gone, I can finally turn it into something. Yep, and it sounds crazy, but it'll work. Turn your junk into something. I can sell the car right now. I get $30,000. I can buy a truck tomorrow. You know, so there's an option right there. Sell my tools. Don't really use them anyway. You know, there are a lot of other tools. There's probably another like $20,000. You know, I have other stuff to sell too. So it's there. It's there. But I'm busy selling off junk though, so I won't even think about that. Check out those new nuts you find in the dumpster. Pretty cool. Don't know if they're Jeep ones, Ford ones. Still pretty good nuts though. Anyway, we're just being super selective on what we bring home from now on. Trying to make some a little more cleaner, a little less junk, a little less stuff we're never going to use. We got buckets and buckets of stuff we got to go scrap out. Just never going to do anything with it. Wire to scrap out. Yeah. And enjoy ourselves. Work on enjoying ourselves. Instead of waiting for people, waiting for other things, and waiting for all that stuff that will just never come. It will never come. It will never show up. It will never respond. No matter how hard you try and how hard you wait, we have come to terms and say it will never work. It will never happen because I tried. I tried. So, I'm out of here. Maybe I'll never do a live video in here again. And I won't. Anyway, think about that during the holidays.